Ang I reserved 2 seats at Maybe. He renamed the table Yes, 719. Hook. I made a reservation under the name Maybe because I'm a coward with a sense of humor. 2 seats, 7:19 p.m., the corner table at the old Rehearsal Cafe where the check comes folded into a script page if you ask nicely. On the walk over, I pictured the host calling it out, maybe, party of 2, and the room laughing us into honesty. What happened instead was that my husband got there first, and when the host said maybe, Raphael smiled his practice teacher smile and replied, actually, it's under yes. My name is Adam, 35, a stage manager who can shame chaos into showing up on time. Raphael teaches physics and makes teenagers believe a formula is a love story you just haven't heard the chorus of yet. We've been married 4 years. Lately the house has been a backstage hallway. Purpose, hustle, notes taped to a wall, good intentions written in Sharpie, sliding to the floor by morning. The host seated us at the corner table by the window where we used to split fries and borrow courage from the street. Taped to the glass was a square of blue painter's tape like a cue light. Raphael lifted an eyebrow at me, amused and serious the way I fell in love with. Is this our glow? He asked. Blue means hold, I said, or rehearse. He set his palm between my shoulder blades in that small geography where my breath remembers who pays the rent. We kept it YouTube clean, but I can tell you this much. Some hands speak a language you forgot you invented together. He pulled a folded page from his pocket. The cafe does prop comedy if you let it, and placed it between the salt and pepper. The page was labeled, Rehearsal Report, Scene You Actually Live In. Beneath, in his blocky lab lecture handwriting, phones face down. 4 minutes at the window, hand on back, no commentary. 3 facts/2 fears/1 request, no closing statements. Water in the good glasses, act like we're company. If we miss the minute, re-enter at 7:27 with I missed you required. You stole my job, I said. Stage managers write rehearsal reports. Physicists break hearts with clarity. I outsourced your courage to paper, he said. It seemed kinder for both of us. We faced the phones down on the script page and stood by the window. The street laid out its nightly affidavit, scooter asking permission, bus groaning into agreement, someone laughing with the flair of a curtain call. Raphael set a 4-minute timer, the lemon-colored one we bought at a yard sale because every story needs a prop that doesn't lie, and placed his palm on the back of the heart. The difference between silence and truce is a hand. I stayed. When the timer chimed, we sat. The server brought waters and pretended not to notice the way we toasted to nothing and everything. 3 facts, I said, and my voice did that small tremor it reserves for good openings. I replied later to 2 of your texts and meant, not today. I changed the password on my work email so I couldn't check it at home and forgot to tell you why I was swearing at my own pocket. I asked my boss to stop scheduling me after 6 on Tuesdays. Raphael nodded in the exact tempo you use to keep someone from apologizing prematurely. 2 fears, I said. If I stop being useful, I stop being lovable. If I ask for help, I won't know how to return it without keeping score. 1 request, I said. Kiss me when you come in, even when we're behind, especially then. He set his water down like a gavel made of mercy. 3 facts. I folded laundry that could have waited while you were upset. I closed a conversation with a thumbs up that needed a mouth. I pushed our window time to finish a lesson plan I could have done badly tomorrow. 2 fears. That my patience is actually retreat. That order is my way of keeping us at room temperature. 1 request, ask me for dumb help. Hold the bowl, sit here, put your hand here. The server returned with fries and a grin. You two want ketchup or a treaty? She asked. Both, Raphael said, and she saluted like we were making good use of the set. I'd written the reservation under maybe because I wanted to see if we could survive the joke. Raphael renaming the table yes was the opposite of a punchline. It was a cue. We laid the fries out like props and ate slowly, the way you do when you're deciding to be the kind of people who don't rush the good parts. He slid another sheet across the table, callboard weekly notes. It listed 5 rules, familiar and still brave. Windows 7, 07, 4 minutes, hand on back, no commentary. If missed, re-entry 727 with I missed you. Inventory 712, 3 facts, 2 fears, 1 request. No closing statements. Water 720, good glasses, even for water. We are company. No diagonals when we walk the block. We don't cut across the parking lot. Saved time not equal to saved heart. 11 receipts, 1 precise thing that mattered today. No resume. Looks like a map, I said. Stage managers call maps ground plans because we're pretentious with love. It is, he said. I stole the North Arrow from your calendar. We failed the next night and the night after that, and then we got weirdly good at failing toward each other. On Wednesday, I texted running late without I'm sorry. Raphael sent me a photo of the callboard with a red sticky I hadn't seen. Article 0, clear language first. I wrote back, I'm sorry. I'm scared my email sounded cruel and I don't know how to fix it without performing. He replied, present/window, 707. The map lit itself. On Friday, he opened a joke umbrella over my rain and then closed it mid-sentence, raised both hands like an usher and said, red card, no fixing. He put his palm on my neck and the world obeyed by moving back 2 feet. We invented a garage of excuses, an envelope taped under the radiator where we park, it's nothing, and I'm just tired. Retrieval requires reading out loud like you're paying a fine. The first time I slid I'm just tired in, it felt like checking a coat I'd been using to dodge weather. I reclaimed it later, spoken, and it behaved. At 3:15 on a Monday, my phone buzzed with a push alert that belonged to no app we admitted to using. Listen to 11 seconds of water. Text present/where. I played a recording from the laundromat I made during a week I mistook volume for identity. Present/bus stop, I typed. Raphael replied, present/chalk, because he was drawing triangles for students who think 3 angles is a crush you have to solve to pass. I smiled on a bench like a man with a secret, and nobody wrote me a ticket. We selected a witness because marriages need a notary with muffins. We picked dolers in 2C who bakes and minds her business like a vocation. Once a month she texts, window, and we answer with 1 sentence each. She never comments. She hearts the thread like a stamp that says filed. Let's walk the block, Raphael said, and we did it no diagonals, his arm around my waist like someone had told us gravity was a gift. The city applauded in its native tongue. A kid on a scooter adjusted to our silhouette. A dog decided our shins didn't need management. Someone left a bag of hard candy on the bench with a note, for those who keep their hours. We ate 2 and saved 2 for ugly minutes. The following Friday, we inaugurated $5 duty-free. The rule: 1 small, useless, beautiful thing on the table to name together. I brought home a green marble from a kid with a tackle box of treasure. Raphael produced a tiny brass pulley he found in a junk shop. We called them Soft Planet and Better Leverage. They moved to the windowsill like tenants who pay their rent with charm. We went back to the cafe a week later because I like closing loops. The host scanned the book and grinned. You're under yes, he said. We penciled it in. That night we left an envelope for whoever needed next inside. A photocopy of our call board, 2-star-stickered paper, good cups, a kitchen timer the color of lemons, and a sticky note on a small metal box labeled phrase porter, borrow as needed, return when you remember. We didn't lock anything. The door understood. Not every day needed narration. Some were just laundry and uninteresting terror. On those days we still did 11 receipts, one precise thing that had the dignity of happening. The way you asked if your email was mean and then didn't defend it, Raphael said once. The way you left the last good peach for me even though your face said maybe I won't, I said. We laughed, which is a form of competence. Sometimes we missed 7:07 and 7:27 and the day only surrendered at 9:03. Sometimes the hand on the back was a rumor and the kiss at the door a rumor's cousin. The map didn't litigate. It waited like a coat rack. The napkin map we drew together softened at the corners from being touched. The good glasses looked less like guests and more like staff. The lemon timer sat on the sill like a reliable sunset. One afternoon I found, in the pocket of the jacket I wear when I think I have to audition for my own life, the original reservation receipt. On the back, in pencil because ink felt like too much authority, I had written the sentence the blue cue light asked for. I confuse usefulness with love. I'm learning love on purpose. Under it, in Raphael's careful engineer print, I confuse patience with retreat. I'm practicing staying within reach. We slid the paper under the magnet shaped like a tiny chair. The house breathed. People ask if we took a big trip to fix ourselves, learned new languages for grief, went hiking in a canyon where the acoustics make you honest. I tell the truth that sounds suspiciously boring. We picked a minute and showed up. We learned to count without prosecuting. We made water a ceremony instead of a grudging necessity. We walked without cutting across the parking lot. We let a neighbor notarize our attempts once a month and called that affection. We parked excuses and retrieved them only after reading them out loud. We tried again at 7:27 when 7:07 got shy. We practiced the sentence at the door, I'm here, and let it change the humidity. Last night on the way home we stopped by the cafe. The host looked up and said, yes, table in the corner, like it had been our name the whole time. Over the window I noticed a new strip of blue tape, and under it in Sharpie someone had scrawled, practice isn't punishment. I want it tattooed where a watch would go, a reminder that time isn't just what we spend, it's how we arrive. Tonight at 7:05 our phones will face down like good students. At 7:07 a hand will land at the back of the heart and the city will loan us its affidavit. At 7:12 we will do numbers that refuse to be weapons. At 7:20 water will pretend to be champagne and succeed. If we miss, we will do the only miracle we've ever convinced into repetition. Try again. 7:27 9:03 11 whenever mercy opens the window. I will keep making reservations in a language the host understands. Raphael will keep renaming the table yes. Between us, a map we drew in pencil, brave because it can be erased, braver because we keep tracing the lines.